Welcome to Sports Talk with AVIOT, featuring Tay and Jay Stokes. We hope you all enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, at long last, we are back with another episode of Sports Talk with AVIOT. Tay has been a hard woman to get to tie down.
I've been traveling.
I know. Let's get into tip-off right quick. So, in your travels, where have you been to in this long stint since we haven't been on the show together?
I've been to Florida. I've been to San Diego, then Anaheim. I went to Disneyland,
Mm-hmm.
then the Bahamas.
And how was the Bahamas?
Cold.
Oh yeah, because you're there in the winter, that's why.
Yeah, it wasn't. Also, the Bahamas is Florida, so
It's very expensive.
it's Florida, and it wasn't cold, but it wasn't hot. Like the day we arrived, it was like 69 high, and the next day was 72 and overcast. It wasn't hot.
You didn't see any sunny skies, at least?
We did on the last 2 days we were there.
Okay.
It got up to like 78, which was beautiful and humid.
Oh,
But
okay,
that's
I see.
It wasn't like super hot. Anyway, how have you been?
I've been fine. Just went out shopping. I've been eating out of house and home. Had too many guests over. I'm over it. I'm over it. Oh yeah, and then another question I have for you: Disneyland. How was that?
Disneyland was fun. It was so much fun. I got ears. I got Princess Tiana ears, my favorite.
That's wonderful.
It's small though. Disneyland is kind of small. You can do it in one day.
Yeah, it ain't Disney World. That's why they call it
No.
land.
We were there for 15 hours though.
That's crazy.
I know, all day.
I know your feet hurt.
Yeah, my feet hurt, my back hurt, everything hurt. My favorite part was the Star Wars ride, the Ride of the Resistance. Great. Highly recommend.
Okay, Ride of the Resistance. I don't know if I'll go to Disneyland. Every time I hear there's always a controversy or some ride breakdown or somebody get injured.
Well, I got stuck on the Star Wars ride.
See? Told you.
But then we got to do it again. We got a lightning pass. We got to do it again.
Yeah, see that. Nah. I'm good on Disneyland. No. With that being said, let's get into pass interference. So there's been a lot of sports that have been going on that we have not covered, a lot of sports stories that we have not covered. I think this will be a good time regrouping on this podcast to cover some past events. Is there anything in the past that you want to talk about before we get into the present?
No, but I do have questions about the past, like a league that started.
Go right ahead.
The Unrivaled League.
Yes,
okay,
that's correct.
Explain it to me like I'm a kindergartner.
Unrivaled is a 3-on-3 basketball league, and they condense the full court, so they still have to play a full court. And they condense it. They make it slightly smaller, and they're running back and forth. You cannot hide. So if you're not defending, your team is going to get mollywopped. Okay, so that's why certain teams, and we'll get into that when we get into the next area of the podcast, but that's why certain teams are doing better than others because they have defenders. And I knew coming into this that certain teams would not fare well. The only portion of it that I am slightly confused with, and I have to look more into detail, is the fourth quarter. So pretty much Unrivaled, they have 7-minute corners, and every time you get fouled, like on a jump shot, you get fouled in the act of shooting, you shoot one free throw, that counts for 2 points. If you shoot a 3 and you get fouled, you shoot one free throw, that counts for 3 points. And so then they have technical fouls, like people have already gotten technicals. And then, yes, they have already gotten technicals, but those free throws are 1 point. And I just love the marketing for it. The marketing has been wonderful. You really connect with the players. I'm at a point right now where I watch more women's basketball games than I watch men. And it's just that much more intriguing. Speaking of which, I can get more into some women's basketball games that I wanted to talk about that I haven't highlighted on any platform yet, but just want to get your take in terms of what you've seen with Unrivaled, or if you have any other older sports stories that you wanted to cover.
I haven't seen anything with Unrivaled. I don't have anything older to uncover.
Yes, we know about the present day. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Some past games that I want to talk about though there was a really good game between LSU and Tennessee women's college basketball.
Mhm.
It was very good. I forgot who hit the game-winning shot, but it was an LSU player. I'm actually going to look it up right now. There was a game-winning shot that was hit by an LSU player, and I think that they're going down come this week because when they play South Carolina, I think they play South Carolina on Thursday. They're undefeated right now, but it's not. Nah, that's not gonna. That's not gonna last.
What time
You-
did they
you're-
play South Carolina? Do you know?
Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to find the player. Kaylin Gilbert. She's the one that hit the game-winning shot during that Tennessee game. They play at 8 p.m. on Thursday.
Okay.
South Carolina. Yes. So that was a good game to watch. There was another game, I believe SMU, Southern Methodist University, and University of Pittsburgh. And SMU was up by, I think, as much as 31 points, and they lost. Pitt came back and beat them.
Really?
Yes, in the third quarter. So I think they ended the second quarter with like 30-something points, and Pitt ended the game with 72 points.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it was 72-59 or something like that. And SMU, they were puffing their chests out. They were doing the night in the first quarter because they're just hitting threes. Then they try to get a little braggadocious and started shoving. And next thing you know, Pitt, they strapped up their defense, and it was a wrap. They
I
came
love
back.
when that happens.
Man, them women, they came to play, and I was rooting for them. That was a wonderful game. Another game that I went to was the University of Maryland versus USC. I wanted to see Juju Watkins, so I saw her. She didn't do that great, but there was a woman with University of Maryland that was really doing good, Cheyenne Sellers, and I haven't had her on my radar, but now I'm paying more attention, especially with the WNBA draft that's going to be coming soon. Not soon, but it's coming up after all the March Madness and everything's over. I think Cheyenne Sellers might be going to the Chicago Sky if they do not get who they want, and I think they want to get. Sorry, my back. That's why I'm positioned like this. They want to get Olivia Miles because her and Hannah Hidalgo and Notre Dame, they've been doing pretty well. If Hannah Hidalgo was eligible to come into the WNBA this year, people will scoop her up immediately. But Olivia Miles has been doing her thing. In fact, she's been, in my opinion, outplaying Paige Beckers. I know Paige is good. That's our girl. UConn, Connecticut all day.
No Paige
but
slander. Okay, wait. How did the USC UConn game go last month?
USC won.
They did. I didn't even
did.
check. I was out that night.
I was going for UConn. It came down to the final shot.
Oh, it did?
Yes, and UConn missed. It came down to the final shot.
Who did it?
I think Sarah, what's the name? Sarah Strong took the final shot. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's Sarah or Paige. I forgot. I think Sarah took the final shot, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, it was the final shot. It was a 3. If they hit the 3, they would have won, but they lost.
Wow.
There were some questionable calls down the stretch. I think UConn should have won that game. UConn is definitely not going to win the championship this year. It is a little bit of a toss-up. I know people have UCLA because they beat South Carolina, but that was earlier in this season. And I feel that UCLA hasn't really played competition. I will get a gauge more so of how they can play when they play USC and when they have another team, but they're going to play ranked teams later. But they haven't played any highly ranked teams. So the only one they played was South Carolina. That's the beginning of the season when they were trying to figure things out. South Carolina was uncharacteristically, like, they weren't themselves.
Yeah.
And so that's that. The problem with South Carolina now is my girl Ashlyn Watkins went down with an ACL tear.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's the one that be dunking.
She's gone?
Yeah, she's out. She's out for the rest of the season. And so that's definitely going to set them back. But the thing that South Carolina has in their favor is that they have a deep roster. They utilize almost everybody on the team.
Yeah.
So Dawn can literally switch a new 5, and now you have a whole different squad. The problem is Ashlyn, in my opinion, is the second best player on the squad.
Yeah.
I think, okay, let me think. Because I know Chloe, Tahina, and Ashlyn. Those are the 3 best players. Ashlyn can jump out the gym. She's good on defense, and she has a good mid-range. So, yeah, I give her the second best. I'll say Chloe's the best player, Ashlyn, then Tahina. So that's where we are right now. There's some other interesting storylines in women's basketball, but I'll leave it there so we can get into the present day and let's get into serve. So you can say your piece. I've talked enough. Go ahead, Tay.
Well, I just want to say, go Birds, go Birds, go Birds, fly Eagles fly. We are still in the playoffs.
That's correct.
I'm very excited. Got a little dicey in the snow game towards the end. My blood pressure was at 250. I'm excited. I think football's been good. I'm really disappointed that the Baltimore Ravens lost.
Everybody's depressed over here. Everybody's depressed.
I think that justice for Lamar. I think he needs to get some receivers next year. They got to draft some more receivers for my boy.
And no Lamar slander, no Lamar slander either, because even if he made those mistakes, he still brought them back.
Yeah, I think it was the team lost. I don't think it's all Lamar. I think the whole team really didn't show up in that first half as much as they should, like they did the second half. I need the Buffalo Bills to beat KC. And I will.
Why?
Because I don't like Josh Allen, but I don't want Mahomes. If Mahomes goes to the Super Bowl, they're going to make sure he wins.
Oh, yeah, they're going to cheat for him. But my thing is this. I'm worried about – I don't like Josh Allen either. And you've seen the narratives surrounding MVP. If he beats the Chiefs, he's getting MVP.
The MVP conversation's already done. They've already voted.
Oh.
Yeah.
It should be Lamar. Lamar should get it.
It should be Lamar.
It should be.
Stats, it should be Lamar. Honestly, it should be Saquon. But the MVP award is a quarterback award. So it should be Lamar based on stats, but I think they might give it to Josh Allen. But they've already voted. That's already decided. It was decided before they played on Sunday.
Well, they're going to give it to Josh Allen, but Josh Allen didn't have as good of a season as Lamar. The only thing they're going to have working in his favor is he lost some people and still did well. That's it.
I know. Mom's team, the Commanders, play my Birds.
Man, it's a civil war in the family group chat. Thanks to Lex.
Sunday.
Lex will start a civil war.
I'm a little nervous. This is how I feel.
Okay.
I think the Commanders have nothing to lose.
Correct.
So I think they're going to be very aggressive as they play, whereas the Eagles are expected to win.
Correct.
So it's more pressure. I will say I did call the Commanders beating the Lions. Okay. Because I think that the Lions played too risky, and I think they came in too cocky. Okay. So I kind of knew the Lions were going to lose, but I was hoping they would win because I'd rather play the Lions than play the Commanders. I think it's more scary to play the Commanders also because Jaden Daniels is an excellent quarterback for a rookie.
Crazy. The fact that he has the potential to go to the Super Bowl as a rookie is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And I think that this is a divisional game. It's a rival game for us. We're both in the NFC East. So it's truly a toss-up.
That is true. And Jalen is hurt. Pun intended.
He is hurt a little bit. He's a little banged up. And so is Quinyon Mitchell. So...
Hey, I'm going for the Birds, okay? I don't care what the family group chat say. I'm going for the Birds, okay?
Gotta go for the Birds.
Gotta go for the Birds.
Fly, go fly. But yeah, football's gonna be good. I really want a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl if I could choose.
I hate to say this, because you know how I feel about Mahomes, but I would rather the Chiefs go than the Bills.
Why?
Because that's how much I don't like Josh Allen.
they just act like Josh Allen's the strongest quarterback ever lived. He's so strong.
Yeah.
Run through a wall. He's not stronger than Jalen Hurts.
Here's my thing. We said it before, we don't know if Patrick Mahomes knows he's black. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna go for the black guy.
But you don't think he's black.
Over the great white hope. Because they're making Josh Allen the next great white hope.
Yes,
you know that.
Yeah.
So I can't the black power in me will not allow me to root for a white man.
I gotta I can't have this
over this black man who don't know he's black.
I can't have Chiefs, especially. Did you not see last week they had Taylor Swift and Caitlin Clark sitting in the box?
Are you serious? What is Caitlin Clark doing there?
I think Caitlin Clark and the Mahomeses are trying to get some sort of league going for women's soccer or women's hockey. I might be making that up.
I'm even the fact that you mentioned her, I'm so annoyed with the Caitlin Clark talk. A lot of it is not her doing, but I will say I think sometimes she feeds into it. In terms of anytime she does something, oh, she's so great. Oh my goodness, she's carrying the league. But then you have these other WNBA players that are doing so much more. And what I mean by that is the black players, even Marina Mabrey, who's white, she's integrated into the system. It's like Caitlin is not truly integrated into the WNBA like that. She doesn't, you get what I'm saying?
She doesn't want to be a part of the team. Like you could tell she's not really a part, like the greater WNBA team. She's like, she wants to be on her own. Is she in Unrivaled or no?
No, and I'm glad she isn't because it would have taken away from the league because it would have been all about her. And plus, she doesn't play defense. So remember I said you can't hide. You can't hide. She can't play defense. So my thing is, even in the videos that our platform has posted, the chemistry production platform has posted regarding Unrivaled, you'll see people in the comment section saying trash, they need to lower the rims. I guarantee you, if Caitlin was playing, they wouldn't say that.
Right.
And if anyone were to hit her or anything like that, they'd be like, oh, they're trying to hurt her when they're literally just playing. That's why this whole Time I didn't mean to hijack the conversation, just real quick. That's why this Time magazine article, she got Time Athlete of the Year. First off, she did not deserve it. Just because you're the most talked about doesn't mean you deserve it, because there was a lot of negative MAGA talk that was associated with her too. And my thing is, she was saying how, oh, black women, they aren't really respected, blah, blah, blah. She wasn't saying it throughout the season. I think she got PR training and she said all the right things, but her actions still aren't showing. And okay, go ahead.
All right, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're fine. You're fine. Go
No,
ahead.
I was going to say that's the one thing I took from the article too, which is like, you could have been saying this all along. You could have been saying this from the beginning when you first got drafted into the league, but you waited until you got this accolade to actually put something into writing. And to me, it's really because she got media trained. And she was like, they're like, oh, you have to say something now because you don't want the tides to turn on you.
Correct. And even if the MAGA crowd was upset with her, the racists are still going to support her no matter what. That's it is what it is.
Right.
But yeah, I just had to do that quick aside because, and then you see someone was stalking her too, and they made a big deal out of the stalker. But I'm like, but when it happened to Angel, when it happened to Kennedy Carter, when it happened to other Brittany Griner, y'all didn't make a big fuss out of it. So I don't it bothers me. But I just had to do that quick aside. But back to football.
No, that's it for football. I'm excited. I think it's Championship Sunday coming up, and then it's Super Bowl. Well, Pro Bowl, then the Super Bowl.
Here on Sports Talk with AVIOT, we take a break from mainstream media and pop culture to talk about sports. If you're liking what you're hearing, make sure to leave a rating and a review so we can grow our platform. Sports Talk with AVIOT is affiliated with the AVIOT Podcast, the official podcast of Chemistry Productions.
So, good luck for my birds. We gotta win. It's
yes,
really
I'm going for y'all.
It's very stressful. It's extremely.
Do you think if it's the Birds versus the Bills, the Birds have a chance?
100%.
All right, that's great.
1,000%.
I just think they need to inject Jalen with something because after he got hurt, you could see he was not moving. Like that sack.
Patrick Mahomes. They got to give him whatever they gave Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
I know that joint was illegal too. It was illegal.
Whatever they gave him in that ankle was not legal.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, I know. He wasn't moving as well, but they're both playing this week. So Quinyon Mitchell and Jalen Hurts, they already said they're playing.
Well, they have to. At least we know this. We know that at least one black quarterback's going to the Super Bowl. And yes. I was talking to our guests that came over to visit us this past weekend about why it's important that we have black quarterbacks and why it's such a big deal. Because in the past, it was assumed that black men weren't intelligent enough to play that position. So that's why when we see it today, it's such a big deal.
Right.
And it's proper representation and it's not like they're just giving them these roles. It's that they never, the NFL, the coaches, the league, what have you, didn't give black men the opportunity to prove themselves at this role. That's why you see people champion Lamar Jackson so much, not only because he's like really black, like he black, that's a Negro, right? It's also because he was doubted so much for his quarterback abilities, but you see he's running circles around all these other quarterbacks.
Yeah, and Lamar too, like they were saying he's just a runner, but I think this season in particular, he's really proven that he can throw the football very well and be accurate in his passes, especially that second half on Sunday. And it's just those two drops Cost him the game.
I don't know how in the world. What's the boy that dropped something? What's the boy that
So it was Mark Andrews.
How did he drop? It was right
both
there.
Both of them were in his hands. The first drop pass, it literally, he had it.
What is wrong? Is he throwing the game? What?
No,
what is wrong?
I just think, and it's sad thing about Mark Andrews is he really is Mr. Reliable. I watched the Ravens all season because that's my second team in the AFC. Mark Andrews catches that football 99% of the time. All season, he catches that ball. And then
so what happened?
They needed him to catch it this week. I guess it was the ice in the snow. The ice in the snow got to him. They didn't get to my Eagles, though, because Saquon was running in that snow.
I know when you had texted me, because I had to run out real quick. And when you had texted me, you said, Saquon. I said, what, bro? Saquon. The way I jetted out the car and got back to the room.
I bought Wi-Fi on the plane just to watch the game. I never buy Wi-Fi on the plane. I said, I have to buy the Wi-Fi today to watch this game.
Right. Okay. So I know we were touching on WNBA earlier. We'll get back into it with Unrivaled. As I was saying before, you cannot hide on defense, and that is why Team Phantom with Sabrina Ionescu, Satu Sabali, and Brittany Griner is not doing well because these three people are notoriously bad at defense.
Wait, so what do you mean not well? Like they haven't won?
No, they're 0-2.
Oh.
Yeah, they played 2 games so far, but I came and talked in my squad, Team Rose, they 0-2 also. Laces, I'm a Rose, Laces, Lunar Owls, like those are the teams I like. I thought Team Rose would do a little better, but when I looked at the roster, I was like Angel Reese, Chelsea Gray, Ozray Stevens, Lexi Hull, and Kalia Copper. I said with Kalia Copper, you have scoring. Oh, and Brittany Sykes. I said with Kalia Copper and Brittany Sykes, you have scoring. Chelsea Gray is the best point guard in the league, but you don't have big bodies. I said Angel can't be your only big because Ozray Stevens, she's not really a big like that. She doesn't even start for her team. So that's a little dicey. Now you have Team Vinyl, Enrique Agumbawale. What's the name? Oh, come on.
Aaliyah?
No, Aaliyah Boston's not on Team Vinyl. No, she is? Yeah, Aaliyah Boston is on Team. You're right. Aaliyah Boston. What's her name? Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard is a certified bucket. De'Erica Hamby. No, wait. Is Aaliyah's on Team Vinyl?
Aaliyah Boston's on Team Vinyl.
Oh, wow.
That's what it said.
You're right. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the names from top of my head.
Okay, and Teaspoon is their coach.
Yeah, so you have a good coach, right? She didn't deserve to get fired from Chicago. I don't care what anybody said. But you have a good coach. Then you have Aaliyah Boston and De'Erica Hamby. Those are 2 big bodies. They also have a cheat code because De'Erica Hamby and Ryan Howard played in the 3-on-3 Olympic basketball tournament, and they have a bronze medal together. So they have familiarity there, right? Then you have Enrique, who is a certified bucket getter. So then you have Aaliyah Boston, who is another big body, who was pretty decent in the post. And then who else did they have?
Ray Burrell.
Oh yeah, Ray Burrell. She's very streaky. She can shoot threes, right?
Jordan Canada.
And Jordan Canada is also a bucket getter. So I'm saying that team, that's a squad. Laces, it's unfair. The Laces team is unfair. Okay, I like the Laces. They have Jackie Young. They have Jackie Young, Alyssa Thomas. That's automatic defense. Alyssa Thomas is a great point forward because she leads in WNBA history in triple doubles. So I'm like, you have her plus Jackie Young. Now Jackie hasn't even played yet, and they're already 2-0. They won both of their games. Then you have Tiffany Hayes. Tiffany Hayes is a bucket getter. She also played in 3-on-3 in the Olympics for another team outside of the U.S. So she's familiar with playing 3-on-3. Then you have, what's the name? You have, why am I forgetting? She plays for Minnesota Lynx. Kayla McBride. Kayla McBride can hit threes. Kate Martin has great court vision. She can hit three. That team is unfair. That team is just unfair.
They call her in the little thing, they say Iowa legend.
She is. You know she was the captain of the team, right? During all those Iowa runs, everyone thinks it was Caitlin. No, Kate Martin was the captain of those teams.
I did not know that.
Yes, her basketball IQ is off the charts. So that squad is just unfair. I think I named everybody, right? Kayla
Yeah.
McBride, Kate Martin, Jackie.
Stephanie Dolson. Did you say her?
Stephanie Dawson also can shoot threes. Like,
Yeah.
did you see Stephanie play at UConn? Stephanie can also shoot threes, and she's a big body. Like, that team is unfair. I don't think they're going to even lose a game. The only way
they Olympic gold medalists, I guess, from a few Olympics ago.
Stephanie Dawson also played 3-on-3. Yes, she was on the team that won the gold with Alicia Gray. Jackie Young played in 3-on-3. So it was Jackie Young, Alicia Gray, Stephanie Dawson, and I forget who the fourth person was. Oh man, why am I forgetting who that was? Oh, Kelsey Plum. So they all have familiarity, and then you have Lunar Owls. Lunar Owls is unfair. You got Nafisa Collier, Alicia Gray. That's already, you got defense and offense in Nafisa Collier. Nafisa Collier is the reigning defensive player of the year. Alicia Gray is a bucket. She plays for the Atlanta Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have, who else? Who else is on?
Courtney Williams.
Courtney Williams is automatic from the mid range with that ball head.
I like her little ball head. Skylar Diggins-Smith is on it.
Skylar Diggins-Smith is a point guard. Like, she is a legit point guard. You saw when she hit that shot and when she was doing the face? Did you see when she hit the game?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man, you should have seen that one. That was funny. Yeah, so they have a squad.
And Cameron Brink.
Cameron Brink is out, though. She's
still
recovering.
She's
recovering. She's recovering. And they have Shakira Austin, too. So Shakira Austin's another big body.
So this league is basically to prevent players from playing overseas, right?
Yeah, so they all have equity in each team. So everybody has equity in their own team, so they have partial ownership. Mm-hmm. And then also the average salary is higher than the average salary for the WNBA.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they have a multi-year contract with TNT, True TV, they stream on, and HBO Max. So they're set. And I think it's very good developmentally. I like to see, Angel's my girl. I'm loving to see her develop. She's starting to be more comfortable taking mid-range shots. This is good in terms of getting people more in shape.
Yeah.
The league is just great. I'm just a big supporter of women's basketball. And I've been a champion of women's basketball for the longest. So, and no one ever took me seriously. I'm still hurt that DC beat Connecticut. The one year I really thought we were going to win that championship. I think it's 2017 that happened. But I'm still hurt about that year. Yeah, I have a lot of history of women's basketball, and it's nice that other people are catching on. I do think a lot of it has to do with the rookie class that just came in. What I don't like is that people come in and they try to act like experts when they haven't been here. Right. Like me, I loosely follow every sport, so I'm not going to act like I'm an expert in anything, right? Like even with the NBA, I can't even act like I'm an expert because I never watch games like that.
I can't. There's too many games to watch. I don't know what channel they're coming on.
Exactly. Oh, I got a question for you. Speaking of my past, someone had asked me recently, one of our guests, how did you become an Eagles fan? I had a theory, but I want to see if I'm correct. Go ahead.
When I was 8, Mommy was watching football, and McNabb was the quarterback.
I knew it.
And
yes. Okay, I was right.
I asked her, hey, do we like the team? And she was like, oh, I like the quarterback because it was Don McNabb. Right. And so I took that as we like the team. So I've been an Eagles fan since I was 8. And it was really hard, middle school and high school being an Eagles fan in Giants country. But especially when we were really, really bad, those years. But yeah, that's why I'm an Eagles fan.
See, I said it was because when we were at Abu, when we stayed at Booney's house, the games used to be on, and I said you became a fan during the McNabb Terrell Owens years.
That's what I became a fan. Yeah, the McNabb.
Okay, so I was right. Okay,
a long time ago. I'm a long-suffering Eagles fan. People think I became an Eagles fan when I went to school or when we got good. I was like, no, I was an Eagles fan long before that.
Yeah, it was just fate that you ended up getting to school in Philly, so you could support. Right.
And then of course they won the Super Bowl the year after I graduated.
Yeah. Don't worry, another one's coming.
Hopefully this year.
That'll be great. That'll be wonderful. I'd say, speaking of Super Bowls, though, Lamar Jackson deserves at least one before he retires.
I think he's going to get one, hopefully.
Yeah. He's only 28.
He's young. I think he'll get one. He needs some receivers. He needs a stronger line.
Mm-hmm.
He needs a stronger line, O-line, and he needs a better defense.
Like, think about it. Put Lamar Jackson on the Chiefs, I think he wins a Super Bowl. Like, have him be the quarterback for the Chiefs. He wins a Super Bowl, in my opinion.
I think you put him on the Bills, he wins the Super Bowl.
Ooh, okay. That's
I
good.
think he's just missing a really strong offensive line. Like, I think he needs a better line and he's better receivers.
I agree. Because people always talk about him running. I'm like, he has to run.
Yeah, but him running, like even now, he's making better decisions. He's not running on every play. If you watched him on Sunday, he barely ran. He's scrambling a lot, but he doesn't really run. He's just making more intelligent decisions with throwing the football versus running. I just think that he needs more weapons.
I agree.
And I think he'll get there. They're getting further every year in the playoffs, so maybe next year they'll make it to the AFC Championship.
No, last year they at least passed the first round.
Did they? No, I think last year they got beaten in the first round, didn't they?
No, I think they passed the first round.
Yeah, maybe they just keep getting beaten the second round.
Yeah, they got beat in the second round, I think.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the future, we'll get in the ball game. I know I spent a lot of time talking about Unrivaled. I apologize for hijacking the conversation in that regard.
Okay.
I'm just very passionate about this, and I really want to see these women do well. Do you foresee yourself checking out any games in the near future?
Yeah, if I know where they come on. This is my thing with sports. I will say, I like when sports are predictable, when I know when they're coming on and I can tune in. Like, I know when football's coming on and on what channels. Even tennis. Oh, we didn't talk about tennis. Coco lost.
Dang.
Coco lost.
What happened?
Quarterfinal, she got beat.
I feel like she beats herself because she's better than the competition.
She was better than that woman.
She just gets frustrated, and I think she gets in her head, and that's the end.
Coco lost. Anyway, so yeah, even with like tennis, I can know when it's coming on because it's coming on at night because they're in Australia and I can see it on Hulu. Like the basketball is hard, but I want to watch Unrivaled.
Well, it's every Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Okay, well that's easy, and it's on TNT.
TNT, Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
There we go.
Yeah, I think in the 8:00, 8:30 time slot, so you'll always find it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, I feel like that's the marketing. Like, I think that's what football does well, and like even college football, but football in general does well is they market very well. You know when they're coming on and at what time.
That's true.
And so I really think basketball, especially women's basketball and the NBA, needs to be better at marketing when you're coming on, what time and what channel.
The NBA is a joke at this point, so I don't even bother with. No,
watch the.
I'll bother.
But yeah, I'll tune in.
Okay. So the last question I'll ask you is, in terms of football, who do you realistically believe is going to the Super Bowl, and who would you like to go to? Yeah, and who would you like to go to the Super Bowl?
Well, I never bet on the Eagles, as you know. Never bet. I would like for the Eagles to go to Super Bowl and the Bills. That's what I would like. I think Mahomes is definitely going. I think it's a toss-up between the Eagles and the Commanders.
Okay. Let's see.
I think it's a toss-up.
I just hope whoever comes out of that side wins. That's my mindset.
Yeah, me too.
Preferably the Birds.
But if it's if the Commanders come out, I'm rooting for Jaden.
Oh, definitely. Full show. Because they definitely got nothing to lose.
They're
like, what?
Yeah.
And then I said that was the last question, but I just wanted to touch on this because it's tied to it. Super Bowl halftime, what we think happening. And do you know all the drama surrounding that thus far?
I was just about to say, who's performing? I forgot who was performing.
Kendrick Lamar.
I know. Well, Kendrick's coming out. I don't know what to expect. I have no idea what to expect. I've seen Kendrick perform. I've seen him open. I think he opened for Kanye, if I'm not mistaken, at one point.
Oh, really?
Or maybe J. Cole. He's open. I've seen him perform.
Okay.
I don't know how. Maybe it was Made in America. I don't know. But I've seen him perform. He's entertaining. I don't know if he'll bring out people. I don't think so. I think he'll just go through his biggest hits.
And he has a lot right now. He had it before, but he definitely got a lot now.
Now he has more.
Yes.
I think it'll be interesting. I forgot Kendrick was performing.
Yeah. Y'all Geminis all one though, so y'all know how to deliver. Because you said Kanye was always a great performer too.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I think people burn bridges because I think Lil Wayne would have come out if he didn't go on his rampage.
I don't know why Lil Wayne thought he was coming out. that he was supposed to get it because the Super Bowl has been in Superdome so many times and he's never performed. So why did he think it's going to be this time?
Yeah, I think Lil Wayne 10 years ago could have. This Lil Wayne cannot.
They would have bleeped out every other word.
That's very true. That's very true.
No, yes, he could have. Wayne definitely has hits. We can't take that from him. But they would have bleeped out every word.
That's correct. I just don't want to see. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I did just see Wayne I went to a Drake concert and Lil Wayne performed. He's still very entertaining because he has hits. So
right. I just hope I never see Snoop or any of those other dudes again because I never had faith in them to begin with, but now I definitely don't want to see them.
I have faith in Snoop.
You did? Nah.
I did.
Snoop aligned himself with Martha Stewart, that criminal.
Martha didn't do nothing wrong. She was evaded.
What? Whatever. If Wesley Snipes a criminal, Martha Stewart's a criminal too.
Martha didn't do much wrong. She was evaded taxes and then she mind her business.
Shaking my head.
I like Martha.
Yeah. All right, Taylor. Listen, this has been a great show. I'm glad we finally got together. Let's try and reconnect more often.
Yeah, next week. I hope it goes my way. I might be depressed.
We're gonna cross our fingers.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not depressed.
Okay. All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is Sports Talk with AVIOT. Please follow this podcast for more future content. Thank you.